Hello world, Prince here, and welcome to my channel, Gentlemen and Scholars, where we discuss literature, style, personal development, and so much more. Alright, so for today's topic, I really wanted to go over one of the principles that Robert Greene discusses in his book, The 48 Laws of Power, and that is law number 10. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. I also wanted to discuss some of the implications associated with disregarding this principle as well. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So the reason why you should avoid the unhappy and unlucky. The book describes these type of people as infectious. To illustrate this, I want to give a for example, right? So growing up, I had an individual who I grew up with, known basically my whole life. We had a close group of people that we interacted with and hung around. And this person was sort of like the patriarch, right? Like this guy was one of the people that you looked to. He was sort of older, and a lot of people looked to him for guidance to set that example. Long story short, this individual ends up going down the wrong paths, partaking in drugs. He starts, not attending school, skipping class, things of that nature. But the implications that this had on the people around him is that they took similar paths, right? They started derailing, they started doing drugs, they started, going down sort of sketchy paths. It really does illustrate the impact that the people around you have on you. You inadvertently influence other people around you and vice versa, right? Also, to further illustrate this point, I recently attended a lecture with this real estate investor. One of the things that he pointed out during his lecture was that you are the company that you keep. And he also said that you can generally estimate the net worth of an individual by tallying up and averaging the net worth of the 10 people that they keep in their close circle. So I thought that was really impactful and really does go to illustrate this point here. Another thing that I thought of when reading this chapter of the book was one of my close friends that I grew up with back in middle school. This guy who was very artistic, he was very smart, he was just an overall good friend. However, he did have a lot of unhealthy habits that he partook in. One of them being he liked to tag. So he would go to a restroom and showcase his art by tagging on the restroom walls and things of that nature. I remember one day I was just walking down the hallway hanging out with my friend. Lo and behold, the dean walks by and he sort of snatches both of us up and he's asking us questions about some of the tagging that's been going on in the school. Me not trying to get involved or have any parts of it. I'm saying, hey, I don't know anything. Long story short, we both end up getting taken back to the principal's office and getting questioned. Nothing ended up happening. However, it just goes to show you that the company that you keep can really have an impact on the perception that people have about you. So that's definitely something to think about. To some, this may go without saying, but you should definitely consider avoiding women that demonstrate these infectious traits. In the 48 Laws, it talks about a woman by the name of Lola Montez who demonstrates these characteristics. And every individual that she ends up having romantic relations with sparks the start of their slow demise. I found personally in my life that these women have the effect of affecting your confidence, affecting the way that you view yourself, and it's really just not a healthy dynamic in general. So you just want to do your best to avoid these people and stay out of their way. Instead, you should consider spending your time with women who love and adore you. This will result in increased morale, increased confidence, and overall better quality of life. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. If you have any questions for me, definitely feel free to give a shout. Definitely subscribe, and I'll drop a link in the description below regarding any information on this book. Until next time, gentlemen and scholars.